If you want to work in film or television, there are basically two types of jobs that are your main way to get started in the industry. Today, we'll talk about what those two types of jobs are, which one might be best for you, and how to get started in one of those positions. I'm Cassandra Thompson, your career consultant, and it's time to get down to business. So the two types of jobs are production assistant and assistant in an office setting. That could be agency or like studio or production company. There are subtle differences on those that we'll talk about, but those are basically your main ways in. A production assistant, a PA. What does a PA do? A PA is basically the low man on the totem pole in actual productions. Sometimes there are office PAs which do work in the office, kind of setting up things. That could be anything from stocking the fridge to running errands, scheduling appointments, but normally PAs are on production sets, so film sets. And like I said, they're the low man on the totem pole. They are there to run anything that needs to be run. So sometimes they're just called runners because they're constantly running around. It can be a lot of hurry up and wait, so you're waiting around until someone needs you. And then when they say, hey, we need you to leave this stage and go to Warner Brothers for a pickup, or we need you to get everyone's lunch orders and then order lunch and then go get lunch, you do those things. Sometimes it doesn't feel like the most important job in the world, but in all honesty, you keep a set running if you're a PA. If lunch is delayed and actors are angry, ooh, that's on you. So you really have to take those minute errands seriously. Plus, you get to know everybody on a set and you get to see what everybody does. So it's a great learning experience for figuring out where you might want to go, and a great networking experience to kind of build your network and move your way up. Seasoned PAs really know the drill and they are ready for anything. I have seen PAs come to set with a tool belt that is filled with everything from painter's tape to breath mints because they are ready for any and all situations. It's actually pretty impressive. So the other option, an assistant in an office setting. What do they do? At a very basic level, an assistant is going to be the one answering somebody's phones, rolling calls, setting up appointments, scheduling meetings, making copies, providing agendas, those sorts of things. Now, depending on where you work and how awesome your boss is, you may also get to sit in on meetings, work on special projects, learn more about the business, depending on how much they let you kind of come into the process. When looking, these jobs are normally what I call assistant to jobs. Assistant to the CEO, assistant to the marketing manager, assistant to the director of executive blah, 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 blah. So these jobs are not always as bad as The Devil Wears Prada makes them look, but you do need to realize that your whole job is to make somebody else's life run smoothly. So you definitely have to check your ego at the door. It is not about you. It is about serving and helping this other person so that you can learn from them. Also, these jobs, you tend to be pretty close with your boss, and some bosses are more demanding than others. So during the interview process, really judge, could you work for this person? Because you are going to work very closely. And when looking for assistant jobs, look for titles like assistant, obviously, but also look at coordinator positions. Some companies, major studio that I won't name, likes to glamorize these positions by calling them coordinators, but read the job description on those because a lot of times it's really what an assistant does. So if you see a coordinator position, read the job description. You may actually be qualified for it. And then let's talk about the difference with an agency assistant. An agency assistant is very similar to any sort of office style assistant, like what an assistant at a production company or studio, except at an agency, you start in the mailroom. There's a whole book on this. I will leave a link to it below. I highly recommend it for anyone going into the entertainment industry, be it at an agency or not. But working in the mailroom is literally handing out mail. You are in a mailroom, sorting mail, and then going around and handing it out. I know someone who has moved their way up but started in the mailroom at CAA, and one day the training was on how to wrap a gift, because the mailroom people do all those little extra odd jobs. So if a gift has to be sent out from an agent to a client, like an A+ celebrity, the mailroom attendant might be the one wrapping it, and then maybe the one delivering it as well. But they also are the one in the office literally with a cart, like it's old school Mad Men style, handing out mail to people. And then you become a floater and sit on different people's desks, and by sit on, that means that you are their assistant for the day. It's kind of an awesome opportunity because you get to see what all these different departments do when you're a floater, and you can get an idea of who you'd want to work with and what types of jobs you'd want to do. And then after you become a floater, you become an actual assistant to one person. This means long, long hours, but agencies typically let their assistants sit in on calls and sit in on meetings, so you learn a lot. So which type of position is right for you? That really depends. Do you want to do physical production work? If you want to be on a film set, a PA is your starting level job. You have to be a PA. If you want to be in an agent or work on the studio side in any capacity, I would go for an office assistant or agency assistant job. Both are great starting points and can kind of interchange to each other. Also, for those office and agency assistant jobs, it really helps if you know what department you'd like to work in. You know, if you really like entertainment marketing or film marketing, apply for the marketing assistant positions. If you really like agency work and talent, apply for talent assistant positions. If you want to go in screenwriting, I highly recommend looking for development or literary agency assistant positions. They're kind of your gateway in to see how it all works. Y'all, I just noticed that my picture fell and it's all crooked back here, so I'm super sorry. So now that you know the differences between the two types of jobs and which one might work for you, how do you get started? Well, you are in luck. I actually made a video all about where to find actual resources to start getting jobs in Hollywood. This isn't a video that's just like, oh, you gotta network. I give you the actual websites, staffing agencies, etc. that you should go for. So to watch that video, you can click the link right here, or you can go in the description box below. I've listed it there as well. And when you are ready to apply, make sure you pick up my free resume guide, 3 keys to a resume that gets read. You can find that in the description box as well. If this video was helpful, please be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe, share it with your friends, and let me know that you liked it with that thumbs up so that I know to make more videos like this. Feel free to leave me a comment in the box below too. What other videos related to working in the entertainment industry would you like to see? So that is it for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.